People typically buy flowers for women. What's the equivalent token gift for a man? I buy flowers for my wife from time to time just because. My wife buys me a case of Blue Moon from time to time just because. Our system works pretty well. We're happy. Pretty much all answers will fall into the following 4 categories. Sexual acts, food, alcohol or other inebriants, a planned event that helps them relax, trip out or time to relax. I usually get alcohol, whatever I know they like. If they don't drink, I get chocolate. Everyone likes chocolate. I second alcohol, a classy bottle. A woman feels like a princess when she gets flowers. A man feels like a king when he's sipping his scotch late at night. It's also in similar price range to flowers. Most of these answers are falling into the make him something tasty or do something fun / sexy. Whereas with flowers, it's just a token of affection. Let me see. I know one girl who gets her guy cufflinks. But this was the kind of guy who liked cufflinks. That wouldn't be appropriate for most guys. I'm trying to think of a one-size-fits-all gift, but there isn't really one. Some ideas? Love notes? Breakfast in bed? Setting up something for him that he'd like? This can be anything. To surprising him with the latest episode of Mad Men and a bottle of wine? Drawing something cool that he'd like? Beer. I like to make my man a 6-pack of nice craft brews. He loves beer and makes his own. So just yesterday, knowing he has been having a hard time at work, went to the store to get him a 6-pack of variety IPAs. My BF is always happy when I bring him something I baked, basing it on his favorites. For instance, he loves Oreos, so I found a cupcake recipe where you open an Oreo and place it icing side up in the bottom and pour the batter over it, creating an Oreo crust on the bottom. It's baked goods, but better because of the thoughtfulness. I also recently signed him up for and funded his subscription to the Dollar Shave Club. My hairy lover man did appreciate that one. I think bottom line is thoughtfulness and making it personal. I really like the idea of making a 6-pack. It requires thought and seems to have the same considerate message that flowers do. Also, it applies for friends and family. My GF got me a 24-pack of Dr. Peppers for Valentine's Day. And you got diabetes for Easter. Surprise him with a book by his favorite author that isn't on his bookshelf, or pick something out in the same vein. Perhaps pre-order a game he's mentioned in passing, or get him some tickets to a show or sports event he likes, that he can take a guy friend to. Also, just about anything that saves him time or makes his life easier in some way would likely be appreciated. That could be some better tools, it could be a software program, or to do X faster. It could be some better barbecue stuff or lawn care equipment. Be prepared for the backlash if you get him a game. He might spend all his free time in the next few months playing with the game instead of you. I was literally just asked this by my wife a couple of weeks ago, verbatim. The correct answer really is there is none. Flowers are an aesthetic token of affection, and for most men, we just really appreciate things like that. Sure, there are some small tokens of affection that you can get for a man, such as food, cigars, etc. But these are consumed or otherwise have practical uses. Flowers just look nice, and women especially take a pride in them and like to show them off. A guy might go to work and say, "My wife made me cookies for no reason and they were delicious." But he's never going to bring something to work, sit on his desk and tell everyone, "My wife got that for me." I told my fiance about my childhood playing with Transformers and Beast Wars and how sad I was when I found out my folks had donated them a while back. Recognizing my love for Transformers, she bought me one, and it sits proudly on my desk. It is a reminder of my childhood and is a source of both happiness and sadness at the same time. My boyfriend gave me a lot of flowers when we first started dating. I have some dried out and pressed in between a book. They're nice to have, but I hate it when they start to die and stink up the water. The smell of rotten rose water was the most disgusting thing I ever smelled, and it's gross. Depending on the occasion, I don't think it's the right girl's job to buy him gifts. I wrote my boyfriend love letters when he gave me flowers, and for his graduation gift, I'm getting him a personalized watch. Anything the guy will actually use. We don't want something that just looks nice and sits somewhere. Buy us what we need. New tools, a basketball, get our car detailed, buy us a nice alcohol, some cologne we really like or that you really like on us. There is always an exception. Like my girlfriend bought me a canvas print of a Banksy piece that I like. But the safe bet is anything a guy will actually put to use. See, my problem is that if my fiance wants something, he buys it for himself. He has more discretionary income than I do. Okay, well really, he's just bad with money and spends money on stuff instead of his bills. But anyway, when he's gifting me, I have to figure out something that he doesn't know he wanted. Alcohol is out because he's an alcoholic. He doesn't use tools, he doesn't care about his car, and he doesn't wear cologne. Grrr. As a man, I'm not offended by the idea that so many men seem to find food, the token gift, as something very special. But it makes me feel like the odd one out. Certainly food's great, but it's not like you can get them every day. A gift, even a small one, should be something you don't see every day. Something special, and maybe something that lasts a little. What would a flowers equivalent be for me? A book from my favorite author, or perhaps a DVD of an old classic from my childhood. I'm a girl, and I would very much rather receive a book or a DVD than flowers. Of course I like flowers, but there's actually no present I like more than books, and no one ever seems to get them for me. DVDs are a bit trickier because I'm much pickier with movies than with books. But anyone who knows me well, like an SO, would know what movies I like. But both those things are more expensive than flowers and harder to select. So I get why people will buy girls flowers instead of books, even if I'd rather have books. It's just one of those things that works for every girl. I don't think books or DVDs work the same way. They're a thoughtful gift, but not a flower kind of gift. And you have to know what the person likes and what they already have. Not so with flowers. Actually, my girlfriend has gotten me flowers before, and I really like the gift. I think it's perfectly fine as a gift if your boyfriend likes flowers. Still, I'm not so sure there's such a thing as a good token gift, since obviously each gift has to be based on what the person likes. For example, I don't drink scotch, so it would be a bad gift for me. My girlfriend can't wear jewelry, so that would be a terrible gift likewise. Back when a dinosaur treaded powered by magic moving picture machine, there was the sitcom called Facts of Life. Oh, I bask in the glow of the downvotes for merely mentioning that abomination. The tomboy character Joe received a bouquet of flowers from a suitor, and she gave him a well-deserved criticizing look. He then explained that the flowers were because of social convention, and hidden among them was a socket wrench, which she loved. I said it then, and I'll say it now. Socket wrenches are great gifts, but only giving one socket is not just stupid, it's cruel. Give the whole set. Perhaps you can really only give a complete set of one occasion. 2, if you present the metric system separately. Baking cookies or brownies or cupcakes, though I try to surprise him once in a while with a shirt he was eyeing up, or a video game. Though there are anytime gifts too. I don't have a job anymore, so I just try to make him something special. People here are young. The traditional default gift for Father's Day, a man's birthday, etc., is a necktie. There are all kinds of comics and stories about getting a bad tie or a generic tie as a gift. Cheers. Aren't neckties sort of jokes people bring up when talking about boring gifts, like socks? Flowers aren't exactly exciting either. To be honest, most of my ex-girlfriends have usually been high maintenance and have gotten pretty pissed off at me when I didn't shower them with gifts. Needless to say, they were the ones that didn't last. So it was nice to get anything off my last girlfriend, but she got me something awesome. I got home really late from work one day. She bought me the biggest steak ever. It was really hot one weekend. She bought me an inflatable boat so I could go out in the sea and drink in a boat. I'm pretty sure guys just love it when a girl buys something fun. Here's a serious answer. Cigars and scotch are the most appropriate token gifts for men. Even a guy who doesn't ordinarily like to smoke will like, or at least pretend to like, a cigar. Better to get him 2 so he can share one with his buddy. If you want to spend $30 plus, scotch is the way to go. Cigars are bad advice. Any guy who doesn't smoke will likely wonder why the hell you got him cigars, unless he golfs or just had a kid. Reading this thread for ideas of my own, it's not very helpful, unfortunately. Baked goods, he doesn't eat anything I make for him. Need to work on this. Pretty much all food options, sandwiches, steaks, etc. are out. Bacon, well duh, but that doesn't seem special enough. Alcohol, We always go booze shopping together, so it'd be impossible to surprise him. Tools? He already has a variety of tools. He needs a cabinet, but that's not an everyday thing. Though it's one of my ideas for his birthday. Video games? He never plays anything I buy or loan him unless he has a co-op setting and I can coax him to play it with me. The best I could think of for a random gift would be parts for his computer, like SSDs or RAM. He might say I bought the wrong one or something.